What's up, everybody? Derek Soto here from Bloodlines with Marissa Ann. To my left, she's got the window seat today. Marissa, how you doing today?
What's up, guys? Yeah, we're here. We're doing a special kind of interview. As some of you may know, we have a show coming up at Saint Vitus on May 24th, and we have Sycarian here with us today, just to get a little in depth about what their music is about, and just kind of get everyone acclimated to who you guys are.
And we have Setjared over with the microphone, and we have Kevin without the microphone. Guys, say hi.
Hey guys, how we doing?
What's up, guys?
There you go.
Hey,
Oh, look at that. They look so cheery to be here.
By the way, we really appreciate it.
It's no problem. Just remember, you're sharing the microphone, so you can't really talk like this. And
Gotcha.
then have it.
You're right.
No, that's so good in the neighborhood. We're going to get right into the nitty gritty as always. And what we're going to start off with is, when was Sycarian born? What does Sycarian mean? And what made you want Sycarian to thrive as a progressive tech death metal band? Dun, dun, dun.
You want to answer this first one?
We'll both answer it. Well, we basically started.
You can hold the microphone, Kevin. It's okay.
We basically started as a band on like 2010, I believe it was. Me and my brother, we grew up together, so we basically started the whole band together. Me and my brother, we both started playing guitar and we wrote some songs. And I believe I was like 13 or 14. My brother was 16.
Oh,
You guys are really young.
Yeah, we were young, and you just wanted to play music. Like we grew up with bands like Metallica, all that stuff, Megadeth, and we wanted to play like those guys. So we started the band back then, and then eventually changed lineups. And but yeah, me and my brother have been basically the since the beginning. But at the beginning, we weren't really named Sycarian. We were by another name, and we played like more thrash. But
What was that name?
it was Metal Thorax. So it's kind of like,
they're offended of that
it's
name.
it's just super thrash. You know what I mean? It's like a thrash name. But we eventually changed our name to Sycarian, which goes to the second question. What does it mean? So basically, Sycarian is for Latin is Sycarian, I think it's pronounced, but it's like an assassin. I'm not too sure what type of direct meaning, but the overall meaning was assassin in Latin, but it's spelled with the I, so we changed it to a Y. And I guess you can say why.
We lyrically, we didn't want to talk about just like about war and killing and just random things.
You wanted to stay away from the general stuff.
Yes. So right now we just wanted like an original name. We didn't want something so generic at the time, and Sycarian was like basically the only name that was kind of not taken. And I just felt right at the moment. We didn't take Sycarian. We didn't take the meaning assassin like as in a literal meaning, but we took it as in like, let's do our best to kick ass in the music world. You know what I mean?
Let's assassin these stages, right?
Yeah, basically.
We're going to assassinate these stages. Everyone's going to die at our shows.
Exactly. But I mean, right now we have a more humble approach. Back then we were younger, and like we just want to we want to take over the world. I mean, we still do. We have that intention to thrive, but we definitely have a more humble approach than the beginning of that the beginning of Sycarian. And the approach to the tech progressive genre that we're called, like it all led up to eventually our music tastes changing over time. Again, we were just a thrash band.
Yeah, because you guys have a lot of influences. I mean, last I heard, it was Tesseract. It was, the metalcore genre, and then you go into the death metal, and it just becomes this concoction.
Yeah, see, I mean, you guys have definitely come a long way since like being a thrash metal band, and now you guys, I listened to some of your stuff, and I love it. I dig it. It's heavy.
Thank you.
It's really sick. And I think, you guys are going to be playing on the same bill as Black Crown Initiate on May 24th. So that's definitely falls into like that death metal. Was it technical death metal?
Tech death. Technical.
Like, at what point? So at what point, like, did you say like, okay, we want to stray away from thrash, and we kind of want to go in that direction.
Basically, when we changed the name, to Sycarian, we wanted to, like my brother said, more of a general type of name, and we wanted it to, Metalcore people are like, oh, what is this? It's kind of like Anthrax, Metallica. It's like, you already know that's like a thrash band. So we wanted Sycarian to be very general. Also, the logo is not like crazy, like tree branches looking, like death tech stuff. It's just simple. Sycarian, easy font, so we wanted that type of approach, and it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to like describe us as music. If anyone listens to us, what kind of music do they play? It's a little hard, and that's what we want. We want.
There's no genre that you guys are placed in.
Yeah,
you guys are everywhere.
I mean, you guys definitely can't be pigeonholed because you do have the death metal sound,
definitely.
but you also do have other stuff that goes into it, which is actually really cool. You don't stick to just one thing.
Oh yeah, we have influences like you said, Tesseract, Gojira, Black Dahlia Murder.
And
so
Tesseract are super proggy.
Yes,
they're everywhere with their music as well.
That's how you become different. You just try to do what you love, and don't stick to we don't like to stick to a certain genre. We're just like, hey, let's try new things. So
And
definitely.
that's not bad, considering a band as young as you guys are. You're already trying new things and you're moving forward, as where somebody would be in that position where if it's not broken, don't fix it. And
Correct.
You got a lot of acts that do that now 15 years, 18 years in, and it's just, no, we're fine the way we are. It's like, no.
Right.
You're only, what, 5 years old, I'd say? Like 2014? When did you guys start?
Officially, it's 2014 officially as Sycarian.
Okay, look at
Correct.
so 5 years, and you already have this mentality where you just want to change the game, and that's a huge plus on your part. So that's big kudos for a local act.
Thank you, appreciate it. Like again, we didn't want we didn't want to be categorized as, let's say, just a progressive band and play with just progressive bands or a progressive lineup.
Absolutely.
So usually we get like people wanting us to play death metal shows, progressive shows, sometimes even rock shows.
There's room for you guys to play in any kind of venue or show.
Yes.
Doesn't just have to be.
You're malleable. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Bigger opportunities as well.
Yeah, and that's really good because you want to reach out to other people of different genres, like subgenres. I'm sorry, and then that's going into our second question about your album. So we have Imperium, which was released in August 2014, with Introspection being released, 3 years later. So how was the production for both of those albums? Where were they recorded, and what kind of gear did you use for them?
So Imperium, it was our first time going to like a real studio for Imperium. We went in blind. We didn't come in prepared. We came in so unprepared. It was such a horrible experience for the sound engineer, because that was like our first time coming into the studio. We didn't know exactly what we wanted.
Our drummer, the current drummer, he became officially part of the band, like, what was it, like a month before we went to record. So yeah, I agree with you there. It was
a good experience. I'm glad we went through it. We all learn from our mistakes, and that's what led us on to going to one of our good friends called Kevin Chappie from the band Monument of a Memory. He has his own production basement recording studio in his own house. He recorded a bunch of his band's music. So we're like, you know what? Let's go try with our good friend Kevin Chappie. Thankfully, he was very lenient with us, and we took our time. And the production was much smoother, and we came in much more prepared and we had more time to experiment. And I'm happy with the outcome. I'm happy with the outcome of Introspection compared to Imperium. Mm-hmm. We are not so proud of it that we just took it out of Spotify.
It's funny enough that you say that. I mean, like I looked on your Bandcamp and I've seen Imperium, and I kind of put Imperium and Introspective together, and it's like you guys went from fourth grade science all the way to rocket science in college. It was that kind of a jump. It was a massive dramatic jump.
So, let me start out with some Sycarian. I'll start early, then all right. So here's the next one. I'm like,
it wasn't a bad record. It was just we were young, and like, we're not proud of it. Mainly, I'm proud of it at the time, because I was in high school still, and we're all young, but eventually we were like, hey, it's not a bad record. It's just the production.
It was not a bad record.
It's your experience.
The production could have been a lot better. Like the guy that we went to, he's not experienced in metal bands, so he was experienced in just mainly rock bands. So like the equipment we use and all that. So like the production wasn't as good as we wanted it to be.
Kind of gave him a run for his money, pretty much.
Yeah, and it was supposed So I mean, it wasn't bad. It was good. They're a good studio. It's just we wanted the specific style. We used the equipment like you asked. We used like a Randall Solid State for that album, and right now we use like a EVH head, and then those are like analog tubes, so it's a lot. The sound is a lot more powerful, And our drummer was recently he just recently joined, so we weren't prepared. But for the second album, we definitely came in more prepared. We used better gear. We went to someone who actually records metal, So we learned from all of that, and we took all that in, and we came out with Introspection.
Everything just feels more fleshed out, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, correct. We were more prepared and everything.
Yeah, it was. You guys were like the brand new football team. Your first season, you take on the defending champs. You get your ass whipped.
Exactly.
And then you just go back to the drawing board and, okay, this is what we did wrong. Now let's capitalize on it. And, believe it or not, like I said, Imperium was not a bad record. That was, at least from what I'm interpreting as, is your stepping stone. You wanted Imperium to be Introspection. That's what you wanted, but it didn't happen. And then this happened. It's like, okay, now this is what we are. That's what it needed to be.
And every album is we look at it different, So for the next album, we'll be even more prepared. So it's exciting. It was an exciting experience for me as a very young kid, and it's still exciting. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, now that you guys jumped the gun. and you finally no, not you, I mean, like, in terms of like the music and the evolution. See, look, I already caught them off guard. I mean, now that you've jumped the gun, if you've done that, what were your most memorable acts and or tours that you've opened up for or headline, as long as you've been 5 years old?
Gotcha. So memorable was definitely Summer Slaughter at Webster Hall. That was
what year was that?
2016.
Oh my! I thought it was 17.
I don't recall. 2017 or.
That was the one with Cannibal Corpse, right? Was that the one with Cannibal Corpse?
They're all with Cannibal Corpse.
2016 was the one with Cannibal Corpse.
Exactly.
2016. Yeah. That was a fun experience. Funny thing is, I lost the car keys during the show, and I was freaking out. I called like a locksmith. I'm like, that's it. No. I have to pay like $200 to unlock my car now. But thankfully, somebody found my keys and handed it to the manager at Webster Hall. And they heard I was looking for the keys and they gave it to me. But I basically missed half the show because I was worried about looking for the keys. I missed Revocation.
Revocation, they played the Marlin Room.
They played the Marlin Room.
Now, isn't that crazy, right? That Revocation was playing the Marlin Room. And now look at them now.
Now, if anybody's unaware of Webster Hall used to be divided into 3 rooms. It used to be the main room, which was the Grand Ballroom. It used to be the Marlin Room at Webster Hall, which was the middle room, also held 250 to 350 people. And then it was the basement at Webster Hall, which held, a lot of the exclusive parties and all the other jazz and the dance nights. So now that Webster Hall's under renovation, it's probably going to be a different story. But that second room, we call that the Massacre, because every band that played in there, they were just bodies. That was it.
Absolutely.
And Revocation in the second room just means...
Yeah. So what happened that day? Where were you? You guys were in the Marlin Room, right?
We were in the Marlin Room. It was a fun experience. It was mosh pits from the beginning to the end.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Wasn't Oceano on that bill too?
Yes, I think they were. I think they were up in the grand ballroom though. I think so.
I
think maybe the year after that. I'm not too
Yeah,
sure.
they played Grand Ballroom 2017.
Okay, so it was the year
They
after.
were, yeah, because I was on stage shooting Oceano, and that was
Nice.
terrifying, and I was safe. So 2016 was insane.
Yeah, it was a great experience for us. We loved it. And we also got to open up for Obscura, Beyond Creation.
That was Summer Slaughter?
No, those are
okay.
other shows
Oh, so you're
in
going
New
into
York.
the other ones. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that was a really good show, Obscura, for us because we, like you said, we still have that like tech death element.
Uh-huh.
So I always love
You guys
those
fit very well with Beyond Creation.
Thank you. Yeah,
you do.
we love those guys for sure. So it was a really good opportunity. The Faceless, we opened up for the Faceless as well. We played with the Faceless. All those are, we just look at each other and we're like, wow, like these are great opportunities. We're just very thankful. And for like a local band like us trying to get out there, it's like we cherish those type of moments and everything. So yeah, we definitely remember
Last
that
time
forever.
we saw you guys was at Vitus. You guys played with Veil and Maya.
Correct.
And Limbs.
Yes. That was also a great opportunity too. That was was it sold out? Was it?
That was
I'm
a
not too
sold out
sure.
show.
It was, right? So that itself is great, and Vitus is an amazing place. So it was, and we got a lot of recognition. Like I went to Summer Slaughter last year to see Between the Buried and Me, and there's this dude that came up to me. He said, "Hey, I saw you guys in Villa Maya. I remember you. Your band was really good. So it's cool to see like, oh, I'm at a show and people,
I mean, it's those moments that that hard work that you put into getting those shows, booked and everything like that. It's
It
like
pays
those
off.
moments, it does pay off. Because
Yeah.
when you hear that, it's like, wow, that feels good.
Because
Totally.
ultimately, at any show that you play, whether it's in front of 200 or whether it's in front of 5 or 10 people, like if you gain one person or 200 people or whatever it is that really like you guys and really acknowledge you and remember you, then that's what we care about. That's what matters, at the end of the day. So yeah.
Now, since we're talking about things that matter, what do you love about being a metal band from New Jersey?
From New Jersey. So, when we first started Sycarian, I felt like the metal scene was dying in New Jersey.
Ooh.
It was when we first started Metathorax, there was like a big scene around the area. Like we filled out shows as Metathorax. Then eventually, I feel like a lot of the bands started dying. But then now there was this new era of like there's this new era, this new scene going on right now that's is flourishing still today. So I'm very proud to be a metal band from New Jersey, and seeing the bands that we've played along with, they're evolving too, and it's just awesome. I love New Jersey.
The scene in New Jersey is definitely getting a lot better, and there's so many more bands that I don't even know, like I haven't even heard of, and they're like, oh, we're from Jersey, and we play with a lot of shows in New York and Queens and Brooklyn, and like, oh, where are you guys from? Like, oh, we're from Jersey, we're from this area. We're like, we never heard of you guys, but you guys are freaking great, So it's good to see that people from Jersey, bands from Jersey, are getting out there, and New Jersey, New York, same area, so. It's definitely good to share almost kind of the same scene,
Definitely. So, so we're here. We're going to be at our last question. Just to close this up, what does Sycarian have planned for this year? Will Sycarian be performing more and more in New York City?
Great question. So we're definitely trying to work on a new record, and it's very exciting for us because as one of the songwriters, we want to do something different. Like you said, like there was a big jump from Imperium to Introspection. We want to kind of have that same flow, where there's going to be a big jump from Introspection to the next record. And as we grow older and as we start being experienced as a band and like listening to other genres and listening to other music, your mind starts to develop and grow and become smarter as musicians as well. So we're definitely going for like a more different approach, and we don't have a record release date or anything like that. We're just currently taking our time with it, making sure everything comes out good, because the last thing we want is for us to come out with something we're not 100% proud of. You know what I mean? So we want to make sure everything's right this time, and we're definitely pushing the limits, stuff that we haven't done before. So it's really exciting for us because it's new, and it's like, wow, what can we do that's different? And we have all the songs already basically written. We just need to add some, vocals and stuff like
spice,
that.
that's like carrying
Yeah,
spice
and we're also
to it.
gonna have like a lot of more like backing track stuff, like synth stuff that we haven't really incorporated. So we want to definitely incorporate more of that. So we're definitely more excited to be working in that, and we're so eager to release this, but we look at ourselves like, let's take our time. Let's take our time and wait for the right time, and get it out when the time is right and when everything's 100% done.
You got plenty of time this year.
I definitely think it's a very good approach, and I like to hear that. You're making sure that everything is right.
Definitely. Thank you.
You just don't want to throw anything out there. So you're putting your whole.
No matter what you do in art, you definitely have to be proud of it, 100%. And a lot of bands, they're very under pressure. We have to release this by a certain date, and then because when I write stuff, I'm like a perfectionist. It's like it's the songs that I write is never finished. Like you could always change it. The next day I'll listen to it, but like I want to change this. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm never really done with the song. But like sometimes I have to just think to myself, Kev, you need to finish it here. And
no matter what you do, it'll never be right.
And my bandmates kind of
artists will always be that way. It's never perfect, even though it just feels right.
And that's art, I feel like that's art anywhere.
We do the same thing as photographers.
Exactly.
And we could look and something is amazing, and we'll just look and be like, it sucks.
Exactly. No matter how good it is, you're never satisfied. But that's the price you pay for being an artist. A
damn good one. You could. And I'm saying that for you guys.
Thank you. We really appreciate
what I'm
it.
hearing for your latest your latest release. So
thank you. We can't wait to release it. And we can't wait for you guys to hear it. It's definitely going to be a big one. We're definitely going to prepare for it more.
Definitely. And then so all of you watching also, please come out May 24th. Catch Sycarian on our show, Bloodlines presents Pantages with Valence, A Wake In Providence, and Black Crown Initiate.
And don't forget, next week will be a brand new episode as we'll sit down and talk with Valence, and you'll get to know about those guys too. So yeah.
Awesome. Sweet.
May 24th.
Over and out. Thank you
cool.
guys so much for me.
Thank you
Thank
for
you guys
everything.
so much. Again, thank you everybody for sticking around all these years, and thank you.
This is just one profile that you've seen. Wait till the others come out. Every week till the show date, you will see a new profile. If you like what you see, come on out. We don't bite unless you pay us.
And also, just say we're here at the Cyclorama and Star and War Studios here in Hoboken, New Jersey. Check this place out. Photos, photo shoots, videos. This place is awesome.
The whole studio
Hell yeah.
is all us. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next week. Kobe.
Nice.